is how did Oksana break news that she was pregnant? How did she tell you?
It wasn't breaking news. We kind of was waiting for this.
Well, I tell you, it wasn't as exciting as most people kind of expect it to be. Because if you have a planned pregnancy, what happens is you try for the pregnancy, you hope it's going to work, and then you basically check.
Just waiting.
And you need to wait for X number of days, and then you need to check. But the problem is that even if you get, when you check, a positive result, it still doesn't mean you're actually pregnant, because sometimes you can get what are called false positives.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just because it says, you're pregnant doesn't actually mean you're pregnant. So you then need to check again.
Mm-hmm.
And you check a few days later on, and she was still pregnant. And then goes, okay, maybe this is actually good. Maybe this is real. But even then, you can't be sure. You then have to go and see the doctor, and then they do a blood test. Was it at the GP or? Didn't they do blood test? So when did you actually know you were pregnant then? Did you have to go to the hospital and do a test of some kind?
No, I went to the hospital in 3 months' time and just told them I'm pregnant. They say, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah, I'm sure."
Yeah, I think.
This kind
Yeah,
of
3 months later, for a woman, you
Okay.
know.
So it was a slow news.
It was kind of it came slowly, and then even at the 12-month thing, the whole way it's structured is that they then say, okay, you're pregnant, but there is always the risk of miscarriage and all the rest of it, and so they can do more tests, and you're basically crossing your fingers, more or less, up until about 28 weeks or
27.
27 weeks. I mean, up until that point,
Always 3.
it's always a risk, and after that, it's low risk, because so basically the baby's fully formed, and they can actually take the baby out at that point.
Okay.
So
It wasn't big.
it wasn't a huge The only bit of surprise was that we were expecting a boy, and we were convinced. Well, because Oksana had really bad morning sickness, and the pregnancy wasn't easy. And we thought this had to be a boy, because we heard somewhere that if it's a difficult pregnancy, they're boys. And so
Boys always give you trouble.
boys always give you big trouble. And so at the birth, the midwife said, it's a girl. And I was like, are you sure? Because I think you made a mistake. We know it's a boy. So I was a little bit taken aback by the fact Katya
We could find out.
we could have
we
found
decided
out.
not to.
We decided not to, because there's so many tests, and they do these scans with all these
We
computers.
wanted to keep a
and
surprise until
it was
last
all-
minute.
yeah,
So it was a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
big surprise.
So good we choose both names, boys and girls.
Well, yeah, I was basically only ready for a boy, and then Oksana said to me, we need to prepare for a girl as well, just in case we're wrong. In the small probability that it's actually a girl, we need to have a girl's name as well. So we debated different girls' names, and then we had some disagreements, let's put it that way, over some names. Like, she liked some names, and I liked some others, and I didn't like her names, and she didn't like mine. So we had like this kind of conflict as usual over kind of what to go with, because we both of us are quite strong-minded, and but Katya was one which we both agreed was a good name, and it was a strong name, full of character and determination, and so we thought this was the name to go with if we were to have a girl. And luckily enough, we had a girl, and we're very happy. And Katya, here we go. Here is Katya, our beautiful little Katya. There you go. Isn't she pretty?
Very pretty.
Lovely. So we got very lucky with Katya, and here we are.